In the Mojave Desert, an unrelenting sea of sand and sun-scorched rock stretches endlessly, framed by ancient mountains and jagged terrain. For most, the desert is a harsh wasteland, but to Kenny Veach, it was a vast and alluring frontier. For him, this place wasn't just an endless expanse of scrub and sand. It was a sanctuary and a source of uncharted mysteries. Among the secrets it concealed, one cave in particular would spark an enduring mystery that continues to captivate thousands online. This cave, simply dubbed the M Cave due to its unusual entrance shape, set Veach on a path of curiosity and ultimately to his disappearance, leaving behind only speculation, a few haunting videos, and a cell phone. Kenny Veach was no ordinary hiker. Known on YouTube as snakebitmgee, he was a self-described long-distance hiker, and his love for the desert was evident in his posts and comments. His video excursions documented everything from wildlife encounters to the occasional quirky invention, and he often recounted his adventures with casual bravado. Once, he shared how he survived a 20-mile return hike on a single cup of water after injuring his leg, forcing him to limp back in searing heat. But it was his post on a video called "Son of an Area 51 Technician" that began the story of the M Cave. Responding to the video's conspiracy-laden commentary on secret government projects and hidden technologies, Veach posted a comment that would set off an extraordinary chain of events. "I am a long-distance hiker," Veach wrote. "One time during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. That was one of the strangest things that ever happened to me." Comments immediately flooded in, urging Veach to return to the cave. Some were skeptical, calling his story an exaggeration, but others encouraged him to bring proof, perhaps hoping to unearth evidence of a government cover-up or hidden alien technology. Veach, ever the thrill-seeker, decided to go back. Armed with a camera and a 9mm handgun, he set out once more into the Mojave to find the elusive M Cave, recording his journey for YouTube. His video, now known as the M Cave Hike, offers viewers a strange mix of anticipation and disappointment. Dressed in shorts and a baseball cap, Veach's camera captured snippets of the desolate landscape, his steps crunching on gravel as he documented his surroundings. Occasionally, he stopped to examine a rock formation or munch on pine nuts he found along the way. But the hike ultimately yielded no sign of the cave. Visibly disheartened, he told the viewers that he was unable to find the M Cave and returned home, determined to make a third attempt. Encouragement poured in from his followers, but so did warnings. One ominous comment read, "No, don't go back there. If you find that cave entrance, don't go in. You won't get out." Whether the comment was a cryptic warning from someone with inside knowledge or simply a troll, it added an eerie tension to Veach's story. But for a man who once declared he played with rattlesnakes for fun, fear seemed a distant notion. On November 10, 2014, Veach set out once more, telling friends and family that he planned a short overnight hike. This would be his last known communication. When he failed to return after 3 days, his girlfriend, Sherian Pilgrim, reported him missing. An extensive search was launched at the Sheep Mountain area where Veach had said he would be hiking. Search and rescue teams scoured the landscape, covering every crevice and canyon where he could have fallen or gotten lost. They found nothing. No campsite, no supplies, not a single clue, except for one disturbing discovery: Veach's cell phone lying by the entrance of a deserted mine shaft he had pointed out in his video. The phone, found fully intact and with battery life remaining, raised questions. Why would he leave his only means of communication? Despite using search dogs and even sending cameras down into the mine, there was no sign of Veach. The search ended with no answers, only intensifying speculation online. Veach's disappearance, seemingly without any physical trace, fueled wild theories. Did he stumble across a secret military installation? Could the vibrating sensation he reported have been caused by advanced government technology, perhaps an infrasound weapon? Or was there something even stranger in that cave, something not meant for human discovery? Supporters of the infrasound theory point to Veach's report of feeling a powerful, inexplicable vibration near the cave entrance. Infrasound, a low-frequency sound wave undetectable to the human ear, can cause disorientation, nausea, and even a sense of impending doom. Military researchers have explored infrasound as a non-lethal crowd control measure, and some theorists suggest Veach may have inadvertently encountered it while exploring government land near Nellis Air Force Base. Others speculate that Veach might have encountered an active denial system, a heat rate technology developed for crowd dispersal. This weapon, capable of causing intense heat on the skin, might explain this sudden fright and decision to retreat. But Veach's disappearance wasn't simply a puzzle for conspiracy theorists. It held a more tragic dimension. Pilgrim, Veach's girlfriend, later shared her belief that he may have taken his own life. She described how Veach had struggled with depression for years and resisted seeking help, viewing his condition as an affliction he simply had to live with. His family, too, had its share of struggles. Veach's father, according to Pilgrim, had taken his own life, an event that Veach himself had never truly come to terms with. Financially, he was nearly bankrupt, with his home on the verge of foreclosure and a series of invention projects that had yet to yield success. But some of Veach's family members, including his daughter, Victoria, aren't convinced that he would have intentionally disappeared. They describe him as a lively, spirited person who adored his family and the outdoors. For them, the idea that he would vanish without a trace or even fabricate his own death is simply out of character. Yet others insist he may have wanted a fresh start. A 2018 video surfaced showing a man with a strong resemblance to Veach breaking into a shop owned by Veach's sister-in-law, the Enchanted Forest Reiki Center in Las Vegas. The man stole an iPad and left, and while some believe it was Veach himself, others, including law enforcement, disagree. Even so, Veach's mother, Susan, is certain it was her son, suggesting that he may still be out there somewhere, living a new life under a new identity. Over the years, a subculture of M-cave hunters has emerged online, with amateur explorers combing the Mojave Desert in search of any evidence. One hiker, Sean Wacker, retraced Veach's steps and stumbled upon an M-shaped cave entrance in the same area Veach had hiked. The cave opening, filled with different rocks, seemed oddly artificial, as if someone had deliberately blocked it. But Wacker, unlike Veach, didn't feel the telltale vibrations. Instead, he was overcome with sudden nausea, vomiting for nearly 4 minutes as he backed away from the cave. Some have taken this as a clue, theorizing that infrasound or some other defensive mechanism might still be active around the cave. And, of course, there is the theory that Veach was lost in a far more permanent sense. Could the M-Cave, as some speculate, be a portal to another dimension? Outlandish as it may sound, those familiar with the Mojave know it holds a mysterious history. Local folklore tells of caves that appear and disappear at random, as well as Native American legends of hidden places where the world seems to slip away. Theories about aliens, portals, and secret government bases continue to flood forums as people ponder the fate of a man who found himself drawn to the desert's most elusive mysteries. For now, the mystery endures. Despite extensive search efforts, Kenny Veach remains missing nearly 10 years later. His disappearance, marked by hints of the supernatural, military secrets, and personal tragedy, has left the internet with one of its most haunting modern mysteries. The legend of the M-Cave draws both skeptics and believers, each haunted by the allure of an answer that seems always just out of reach. To this day, Kenny Veach's YouTube channel remains online, a ghostly reminder of his story. His video ends with him explaining his intent to search for the cave once more, a promise that both intrigues and chills his viewers. Perhaps in that quiet corner of the Mojave, under the shadows of the same rocks he once climbed, the M-Cave lies waiting, its secrets locked away in the relentless desert. Until then, Kenny Veach, a man in search of something beyond the ordinary, remains as much a mystery as the cave he sought.
Well, here I am on my hike up here in the mountains north of Las Vegas.